guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a Q&A. I asked you all over on Instagram to send me some questions. Whenever I'm doing a Q&A, I always ask for questions on Instagram. So if you're not following me over on Instagram, I'm gonna leave my handle right here so you can come join me over there. I love sitting down to do Q&As. I feel like it just kind of gives me the opportunity to really answer your guys' questions and for you guys to get to know me better. If you guys are new here, welcome. Thank you for joining in. I am a mom of one. I am currently divorced, but I am dating my ex-husband, so I know there's a lot of questions in regards to that I'm going to answer today. If you guys did not catch my last Q&A, I actually did that with Ty, my boyfriend, ex-husband, whatever you want to call him. So I'll link that video down below. That actually answers a lot of questions about our future and everything like that. But today it's just me sitting down to answer these questions. Thank you to everybody who did ask a question. There are so many, so I'm going to try my best to answer as many as possible. I'm going to pull them up here. Let's go ahead and get started. If you guys like videos like this, don't forget to give this one a thumbs up. And if you're new here, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button. These questions are in no particular order. I'm just literally going through and answering them as I see them. Would you ever dye your hair a different color? If so, what color? Pink would look great. While I think that would be so much fun and I think it's so cool when other people do it, I just don't personally think I could commit to a color of hair. My shades of hair consist between light blonde to dark blonde, and that's about as crazy as I'm gonna go. Are you going to sign up for the races now that you're running once they reopen? Maybe. I think it'd be really fun to do. Ty enjoys that kind of stuff, and so it's kind of cool that I'm liking this too now, and that might potentially be something we can do together. He's ran like a marathon and stuff before, but that is like too much for me. I could potentially see myself doing a 10K, maybe a half marathon, I don't know. The furthest I've ran so far is 4 miles, so I have a ways to go. But I have only been running for 3 weeks now, and I've been running about 10 miles a week, and I'm really liking it. So who knows if I end up doing some kind of race. It's so weird that I'm running because I've never liked it, but all of a sudden I'm really into it. So thank you, quarantine. How did you get into fitness? It's just always been a part of my life. Like, it's not something that was not part of my life, if that makes sense. Like, I've always been active. I did sports in middle school. I wasn't very good, but I cheered in high school. I did track in high school, and then I cheered in college. So I've always been disciplined when it comes to fitness and like working out and that kind of stuff. I'd say over the past year and a half or so, I've really like stepped up my fitness game though, and like made it an even bigger part of my life. Back then I just worked out to work out. Now I work out for mentality and not only being physically fit, but also clearing my mind. So now I see other benefits to keeping physically fit, not just being physically healthy, but also mentally healthy. And I think that's what keeps me going. What kind of car do you drive? I currently drive a Ford Edge. It's a 2019. It's beautiful. I love it. I'm so happy I got it. I bought it in February. So before that, I was driving a Ford Focus, which I bought in college, brand new, and I drove it for 8 years. So I was definitely in need of a bigger car. A Ford Focus is a very, very small car, and with Scarlett getting older, it was just getting a little crammed in there. What do the triangle tattoos on your wrist represent or mean, if there is a meaning? Kind of hard to show you guys, but they're my sister tattoos. If you guys watched my channel like a year or two ago, my sisters and I all got these tattoos, and so there's 4 triangles which represent a sister, and then I'm the oldest, so the top one's filled in for me. My youngest sister does not have this tattoo because she is only 14 years old, so hopefully one day she'll get it, but it was really fun to go do with all my sisters. Why did you move from Kansas? I mean, I live here, so I definitely understand. Fellow Kansan, awesome. So I moved from Kansas in 2015 with Ty. His entire family is from Kansas, but they always had a house out here in Arizona also, and then they eventually decided to completely move out to Arizona. So we ended up moving out here because Ty really wanted to leave Kansas, and I really did too, to be honest. I didn't see myself starting a life in Kansas. So yeah, we made the move. I miss my family so much, but I love Arizona. It's like me to a T. Totally me. Random question, what would you consider your home decor style to be? I love your home. I don't know. I feel like I have 2 styles of home decor that I really, really like. I really like just clean, modern simplicity. And then at the same time, I really like kind of like that boho vibe as well. So I don't know what you'd call it. If I could have like a dream home, it would be extremely modern and like cut out the boho stuff and just be like completely like black and white, modern, something like that. I don't know. But my apartment, living here on my own, I decided to go more towards like the boho vibe, I guess, because it's kind of more girlier in my opinion. What is the best way to heal from a broken heart? Oh my gosh, this question makes me sad. First of all, I'm sorry if you're going through something and your heart is broken. My best advice if you are going through a breakup or something like that is to, like, this is the time to really find yourself and find what makes you happy. So my best advice is to explore and really dive in deep to yourself and try to figure out like what that is. Will you continue running when your gym reopens? So my goal is to definitely keep running. I definitely think running has been like a game changer when it comes to my fitness because it's something I've never done. I've never done a ton of cardio. I've always just done a lot of weights. And I think adding more cardio into my routine is definitely going to be a game changer for me. Do you prefer to have pre-workout or post-workout snacks? What is your favorite, if any? I do not like to eat before I work out. Absolutely do not like to eat. I'd rather work out on an empty stomach. It's just uncomfortable for me. So I try not to eat before I run or before I work out. I don't even like to eat after I work out, to be honest. It takes me about an hour after working out to eat something. And typically it's like eggs or some kind of protein, a protein bar or something like that. Does Scarlett ever ask about having or wanting siblings? Yeah, she says she wants a brother and a sister. So I saw an indie-like dog on Nicole's story. Is it him or same type of dog? Oliver, no. Nicole and I have the same breed of dog and they look like almost identical, except Oliver, her dog, is a little bit smaller. We had these dogs before we met each other, so it's so funny how we're such good friends and we have the same dog. But no, that's Oliver, and then my dog is Indy. They're both Maltipus. They're very similar. They have like the same personality. Does Scarlett go on your runs? No, she doesn't. She stays home. I run about 3 to 4 times out of the week, and I would say maybe 2 or 3 of those times are on Ty's lunch break. So he comes home, he usually puts Scarlett down for a nap, and I go run. I would take Scarlett with me if I had a jogging stroller, but I don't, and I don't really want to buy one because I don't think she'd sit in it. I don't think it'd go over very well. So it's been work and a lot of planning to figure out when I'm gonna run throughout the week, but we're making it happen, and Ty's been helping me, and it's been wonderful, honestly. It's like what brings me back my sanity with quarantine. Does Scarlett still have problems with her hip dysplasia? Not that I know of. We were supposed to go back this May for her follow-up. She goes back yearly for x-rays of her hips to make sure that as she grows, the surgery was still effective and everything is where it should be. But obviously this is not going to happen right now because of the pandemic happening, so I'm gonna have to reschedule that. It's not that big of a deal. I personally don't see anything being wrong still, but you never know, so we definitely want to make sure we get that followed up. So we'll have to do that probably this summer. What is the first thing you'll do or the first place you'll go after quarantine is over? Back to Kansas. I am so excited to go see my family. I haven't seen my family since Christmas, and I really miss them. I was supposed to be back there a couple weeks ago, but I obviously had to cancel my trip. So that is the first thing I'm going to be doing. I have a trip booked for June because I had to reschedule my last trip, and I rebooked it for June, and I really hope I'll be able to go in June. My grandparents are having their 50th wedding anniversary, and I really want to be there for that, so we'll see. I'm crossing my fingers that we'll be able to travel. If you were not doing YouTube, what would your dream career be? This is my dream career, honestly. It's like one of those careers that I personally didn't realize would be my dream, but it 100% is. How do you keep from getting exhausted throughout the day? I just push through, honestly. Even when I'm tired, I just make it happen. And it's just kind of my personality too. I'm very type A. I'm very high strung and I'm very goal oriented, and if I don't complete all of my tasks of the day, I just can't focus, and it's a blessing and a curse, trust me. What was the scariest moment in single motherhood? I think the scariest moment when Ty and I weren't together and I was dating other people was just opening up and letting other people into not only my life, but potentially thinking about other people being brought into Scarlett's life, and that was freaking terrifying. Will you be putting Scarlett in a preschool with longer hours this coming school year? She'll go to the same school that she was going to before. I already enrolled her, but they do go an extra day. So for the mini threes program that she was in, she was only going twice a week for 2 hours at a time. Next year for the threes program, she goes 3 times a week for 2 hours at a time. What was your occupation before YouTube? Did you work at a mall? Well, I worked in a mall for 6 years. I worked at Justice, a little girl store. I worked at the Buckle. But then I graduated college and I got a degree in psychology, minor in criminal justice. I worked in the behavioral health field as a case manager for kids with intensive behavioral health needs. I worked out here in Arizona for 2 years before staying home with Scarlett and starting my YouTube channel. So that is what I did prior to YouTube. Can you talk more about your degree and past job? Love your videos. Scarlett is the cutest thing. Thank you. I mean, yeah, I would love to talk about it. I don't know what kind of questions you guys have about it, but if you have any questions, let me know. I was a case manager for kids. I had about, well, I'm supposed to have about 20 cases, but I would have about 30 cases of kids that I managed. I would make sure that these kids were receiving services and that the services were following through and being effective to their treatment. I would work with the Department of Child and Safety and make sure that you know, their best interests were being made. I would help them find placement if they were needing a behavioral health placement. So I would have to identify proper behavioral health placement for some of my kids who needed a different type of environment, more of a therapeutic environment. So therapeutic group homes, occasionally hospitalization stays. I'd have to find a hospital that would take them. I would have to set up intakes for them, and it was hard. Like, honestly, it was really hard. Finding placement for a child was really difficult. The Department of Child and Safety was in charge of just regular placement, but if there was a need that they needed a therapeutic environment, then that would fall on behavioral health, which was my job, and my job was to find a behavioral health therapeutic placement for them. So if that makes any sense at all, that is kind of like in a nutshell what I did. I would also set up like psychiatric evaluations, psychological evaluations. I would set up therapy, different types of counseling like EMDR therapy, that kind of stuff. I would also attend court hearings. I sometimes would be summoned to court, so I'd have to speak on behalf of my agency, and yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. I did a little bit of everything. I feel like I was kind of like the person in charge of all of the behavioral health services for that specific case. But I really, really enjoyed it. It opened my eyes to bigger problems out there. It made me more grateful for the life that I have and the, you know, the way I grew up. And I formed a lot of connections with these kids. It was difficult. It was a really, really hard job, to be honest. There was a lot of days I came home and I just felt defeated because it was so depressing. It's very depressing. It's one of those jobs that it's hard to work in long term because it really affects you mentally. But in a nutshell, that is what I did. If you guys have any more questions about the work that I did prior, just let me know. I'm happy to answer. What's the hardest part of being with your ex? Definitely the fear of falling back into old patterns and wondering if you're making the right decision. I think Ty and I both have that fear, obviously. Nobody wants to go back to a past relationship that led to divorce, honestly. So that's definitely the biggest fear. How did you push yourself to get into running? I suck at it. My best advice is to just do it. Stick with it. Go every single day if you can. If you can only run a half mile, run a half mile. Just keep working on it and be consistent and try to do it for at least, I think it takes 14 days to create a habit. I'm on my 3rd week of running and it's already normalized into my routine. It's like my main source of working out right now. I'm still doing open fit classes a couple times a week and then like my arm workouts, but overall like running is like my #1 way I am physically staying active. The reason I really hated running is because when I would run, I would get really itchy, and I don't know if you guys get like this too, but like my legs would itch so bad. That lasted for about 2 days. So on the 3rd day, I stopped itching. My body was getting used to this new form of exercise, and ever since then it's been fine. So if you're feeling something hurting, like if your chest is hurting, you're getting cramps, whatever, just keep at it. Obviously take care of yourself, but keep at it, because in my experience, the pain will go away if you stay consistent. How many hours a week do you spend on your YouTube business? Oh man, I would say I spend at least 40 hours a week. Give or take, some weeks maybe a little bit less, but for the most part, this is definitely a full-time job. The thing you don't realize, a lot of people don't realize, is YouTube isn't just YouTube. YouTube is also Instagram. YouTube is also TikTok for me. Like, YouTube is also all of my other social media outlets, because they all kind of tie together. So when I'm not working on something for YouTube, I'm working on something for Instagram or TikTok or Twitter or something like that. I mean, I don't really take Twitter too seriously, but it's not just YouTube. You're constantly on, you're constantly responding or linking something or thinking of new ideas, or it's just like always in your your head. I'm constantly getting new ideas or thinking of something that I could share, or working on negotiating with brands, sending invoices, making sure you're getting paid, that kind of stuff. Like, there's so much to it. My priorities are always making sure I'm caught up in emails, making sure I have submitted all my invoices, making sure that I am following up with my invoices to make sure I get paid, because a lot of times when you work with a brand, you might work with them today, but you won't get paid for 2 months, because a lot of times it's like a net 45-day payment or a net 60-day payment. So it's easy to lose track of payments, and you obviously don't want that to happen. So I have like a detailed spreadsheet that I keep track of with all of my expenses and all of my like income coming in and invoices and all of that kind of stuff. So that has just been like the way that I keep track of everything. So there's so many little things that go into just putting out videos that a lot of people don't realize. Do you still go to Starbucks? I love the drinks you recommend, by the way. Thank you. So I don't know if it's all Starbucks in the area, but the one that is closest to me that I typically go to is closed, even the drive-thru. I would be going there. Will you all be going on a vacation trip when this is all over? If so, where to? So I was actually just talking to Ty about this last night. He came over and we had like a date night and stuff, but I really want to, but it's probably just not smart for us because our goal is to buy a house by the end of the year. So we're just trying to like save up our money, and just we're gonna focus on that first, as badly as I do want to take a vacation. As long as everything's good though, Scarlett and I are going to Kansas in June. And then in August, my sister is actually coming out to visit me. I'm so excited. And for her birthday, because she just turned 21 a couple weeks ago during all of this. Bless her heart. But I actually booked us a hotel on the beach in California. We're staying at Newport Beach. We're literally doing like a 24-hour beach trip. I told her, I said, hey, for your birthday when you come to visit me, let's take a trip to Vegas, or let's go stay at the beach for a night. And she decided she wanted to go to the beach. So we're gonna drive to California for the night, just hang out, go out, celebrate her 21st birthday, and then come back the next day. So it's like a 5-hour drive for us, so it's not too bad. So we'll take a little road trip, stay the night there. It'll be so fun. Would you ever try going vegan? I don't think I could ever go vegan, but I think I could definitely do vegetarian. My diet is honestly like, I would say 90% vegetarian. I don't consume a lot of meat products. Vegan is a whole different level for me. I definitely like don't think I could ever do that, but vegetarian I definitely think I could do. I don't want to commit to vegetarian because I like In-N-Out. The entire Neier family is like built on meat, and that's their entire business, like their family business, and I can't commit. I like steak, I like burgers, I like eating meat when I don't have to prepare it. So yeah, definitely not going to become vegetarian. Would you ever become a story time YouTuber and tell stories about your past? Would you guys like that? I feel like that would be really fun. Let me know. Favorite shampoo, conditioner / dry shampoo. Dry shampoo, I like the Batiste. Super inexpensive shampoo. I've been using the Function of Beauty and I'm just obsessed. Like, it smells so good, it's so fun. I shared it in a couple of videos ago. I have a discount code, I'll link it below with the link, but I like it a lot. Is it expensive to live in Arizona? It's getting to be expensive. When Ty and I first moved here, Gilbert wasn't as big as it is now, but Gilbert is becoming pretty expensive. Do you find it difficult to be Scarlett's teacher right now, or is it mostly just activities? I am not like running a homeschooling environment, nothing like that. She's only 3 years old, so it's not necessary. What I do is I try to take things throughout the day and we learn in the moment. So if we're outside and we find flowers, I count the flowers with her and we practice counting, or if we're riding our scooters, we sing the ABCs, like things like that. Have you seen a decrease in YouTube income with the pandemic? Yeah, totally. I think a lot of people have. When it comes to business, if a business is struggling, the very first thing they're gonna cut is their marketing budget, and definitely have noticed it. I'm fine, I'll be fine, but I've had to adjust a little bit. I have a lot of contracted deals that have been pushed out until like summer or something like that. So things have definitely changed a little bit. Is YouTube your only source of income, or do you have other online jobs? So YouTube is my main source of income. I make money through ads. I make money through sponsorships, through like brand deals. I make money through affiliate marketing, that kind of stuff. I also do like private jobs on the side for brands. So I'll shoot photography for them that you guys won't ever see because they use it for their own marketing. I love photography, so that's been awesome. Sometimes I do video work. I'll create certain videos or reviews or something for a brand, and that'll just go to them. You guys will never see it. I work on Instagram, so I get sponsored to post sometimes, whether it's stories or like an in-feed post, which I don't really do a lot. But yeah, that's opportunity for me as well. Who first brought up that you should get back together, you or Ty? 100% Ty, definitely not me. Would you do it all again, the separation, the divorce, or was the time away necessary for both? Yeah, totally. Ty and I explained this in our last video, Indy's barking, in our Q&A video. We would not be here today if we had not divorced. 100% would not be here today. Lots of questions about baby number 2 and how Scarlett's doing and all of that kind of stuff. Yes, we do want to have another baby, but we want to do it right this time. Not that there is a right way to do it, but personally, I would like to be settled in a home, have a space for another baby, not have to be so stressed out with like moving and all of that jazz. We'll probably get married before we do that. I don't know. I mean, I would like to have another baby before I'm 30. I would like to be done with having children before I'm 30. I'm 27 right now. So hopefully in the next couple of years we can get our ish figured out. As far as Scarlett goes, there's so many questions asking like how Scarlett's doing. Does she know we're back together? Like she never knew we were not together. So it's just, I don't know. It's been a very, I know it seems like it's probably so difficult for her or confusing for her, but it's not. Like even when we were dating other people, Ty and I were still together, and he would come over, we would have dinner. We weren't together, but we were functioning as a family unit and co-parenting in a positive way around her. So even though she saw him less and we weren't living together, which I'm sure that was a little confusing, but it's never affected her, and it's never been weird. She's just never known any different. Obviously, I never brought Scarlett around the people I was dating too, so she's never been confused. It's not, like, it's just never been weird, I guess. Do you have those lazy days that you only want to sit on the couch and watch TV all day? This goes back to my blessing and a curse issue. I really don't. I would say I have lazy half days or lazy afternoons. I'll work really hard in the morning and then just kind of like chill in the evening or something like that. But I honestly cannot remember a day where I didn't accomplish anything and just Netflix and chilled and that kind of stuff. Like, ugh, I should probably do that, honestly. But yeah, I don't. Do you want more tattoos? If so, can you share what? My friend Katie and I want to get a friend's tattoo. She's like one of my dearest friends. She's the one who set Ty and I up together. We keep talking about it when I'm back in Kansas. So it'd be a sunflower, probably. And it'd probably be small, and I'd probably do it like on my foot or something. I don't know. How did you find workout time when Scarlett was a baby? You just have to make it happen. Like you just have to make time. Like you have to make it a priority. If it is a priority to you, if you want to work out and if you want to lose weight, if you want to be fit or whatever, if that's what you want, you just have to make it a priority. In my opinion, there's no excuse if that's what you want. If you want it, you make it happen. That might be a little harsh, but honestly, like that's my opinion. If you want to work out, you just got to make time for it. Everybody can make time for something. I know people are busy. I know having a newborn is so hard, but if that is something that is truly important to you, find time, because I guarantee there's time in your day that you can make it happen. If you didn't name Scarlett Scarlett, what would you have named her? Sadie. I love the name Sadie. Ty doesn't like it, but I love the name Sadie. I always will. If we have another girl, I'm fighting for it. I want that name. Do you plan on living in Gilbert the rest of your life? I mean, I don't know. That's kind of hard to say, but when we buy our house, I want to stay in Gilbert. I like Gilbert. I feel like this is where everything is for me. So when we do buy our new house, I want it to be in Gilbert, so does Ty. How much does your apartment roughly cost you each month? Oh man. So just for rent, no utilities, no cable, nothing like that. Just for rent and my parking spot, I pay $1,800 a month for my apartment. What is your posting schedule? I don't have a posting schedule. I just post 3 videos a week typically. How do you like TikTok, and can you make more? TikTok's been fun. It's taken me about 3 years to get 80,000 subscribers on YouTube, and it's taken me about a month to get 80,000 subscribers on TikTok. I don't know if I should be proud of that or not, but I've been having so much fun with it. I can't believe it's my largest platform right now. Like, I never in my life, never in my 2020 did I expect to be creating videos on TikTok, let alone having it be my largest social media platform that I literally have not put any effort into. But here I am, and it's like funny to me. Thank you guys for watching today's video. This was fun. I always enjoy doing Q&As. If you guys like Q&As too, give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on TikTok. I'm also on Twitter, so I'll leave all of those handles down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.